Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. You all know about SITC, right? Students Industry Training Club. And I would like to inform that SITC is now recruiting new members. Wanna know the details? Let's take the video.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, so give me your CVs and introduce yourself.
My name is Binti. I'm from Kuala of Islamic Legal Knowledge and Human Sciences.
It's binti from Kuala of Islamic Legal Knowledge and
So why are you coming here?
I'm coming here to become a member of
Student Industry Training Club. Office of Industry.
SITC has 3 bureaus in particular. So what do you know about these 3 bureaus?
From what I know, the first bureau is Office of Industrial Business Assistant, where they will help the office to connect the industry and students. And also, this is very interesting for me, where they will provide list of companies who offer internship placement for those students who are still looking for their internship to graduate.
Second, SITC also have an academia bureau that aims to introduce and provide platform for students to master academic skills necessary for industry, such as resume writing skills, leadership skills, communication skills, and many more.
SITC also have a bureau that manage social media and to handle programs that we publish IT skills. Okay, thank you. You're accepted.
So, what are you waiting for, guys? Come and join our SITC family. See you very soon in SITC. Till then, goodbye.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Before our programs begin, I would like to remind you to ensure that your mic is muted, except during the Q&A session, and if possible, please turn on your camera throughout the program. All right, as a reminder, don't forget to fill in the attendance and feedback form. I would also like to remind all of you that there will be a photography session at the end of the talk. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now we will officially begin our long-awaited event. It is a great pleasure and privilege for me to welcome all of you to this momentous event. Praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our health that we are able to gather for our program today. We highly appreciate your presence in attending this event. I'm Saida Maria Susan, your MC for today. In order to get his blessings, I would like to invite Brother Amiruddin bin Abdullah for the dua recitation. Brother Amir, please welcome.
Macam tak selalu ada busy. Dia ketua batch dia orang. Ada busy. Tak ada dia bagi dia orang sendiri jawapan. Dah asingkan jawapan. Dan tak. Hanya semua duduk. Dia pilih. Tak. Bagi nama awal. Random. Cakap mahu tak? Oh, dia assign random. Seterusnya.
Baca pula.
Random. Dia tak tengok apa-apa.
Kalau yang macam confused tu jadi kaplan macam mana?
Thank you, brother.
Bukan jadi kapla tu yang random. Abang angkat tu.
Abang
Kakak ni tak follow ke dah pakai spek tak?
Switch off your microphone.
Kapla. Dan junior dia buat bagus. Buat bagus dengan cakap. Masuk nampak leader. Senior.
Wan Mahmud, I would like to request, please switch off your microphone. All right, thank you. Thank you, Brother Amin, for the dua. May Allah bless this morning knowledge sharing session to go on without interruption or obstacles, inshallah. Before we move to the most awaited moment, I would like to briefly introduce our beloved guest, Sister Dini Muhammad Ahmed Zawani. She is one of our IIUM 2021 alumni that graduated with a Bachelor of Dental Surgery from Kuala of Dentistry at IIUM. She already got a lot of awards, for example, valedictorian award, JPA variable loan receipt, iMasjid 2020 press team, second place for DSSC IIUM, best lightning talk presentation IUMRC 21, and now currently she is working as a dental officer at Kuala Lipis Dental Clinic, Kuala Lumpur. All right. Thus, we feel delighted to have an amazing speaker for today's sharing session. And now let's have a glimpse on SITC 1 month, 1 industry 16.0 talk Today's topic is Dentistry, a wider perspective. For the participants, if you have any questions during the session, you may type your questions in the chat box. Now, please welcome Sister Nurdini binti Ahmad Zawani.
Okay, thank you, Sister Sayyida. So can you hear me loud and clear, everyone?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you to Sister Sayyida, our MC for today. And also thank you to all committee members of Students Industrial Training Club for inviting me. And a special thank you for our participants for today. And our sharing is entitled Dentistry, a Wider Perspective. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So as been introduced by Sister Sayyida, my name is Dini. I am an alumnus of IIM Kuala of Dentistry, and I am currently working in Lipis in a government sector, and you can freely call me Sister Dini. Well, it is such a great honor to be here today, and I will be sharing some of my limited experience, but I will try my best to share with you the insight of dental field. So, shall we make it not too formal? Okay, let's enjoy this sharing session. We will make it just santai-santai saja, and feel free to interrupt me whenever you want. You can also ask in Malay. It's okay. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Okay, actually before I begin, may I ask about the participants who are here? Are they committee members or they are participants? Okay, so may I ask from which year are you from? From which year of KOD batch? I mean first year or second year?
There is actually mixed.
Mixed, okay, all right. So I will be sharing some insight about the dental learning, the dental surgery degree also, and next we will proceed with the job perspective or career pathway. Okay. So this is the pictures of our kuliah. So those of you from Gombak, so once in a while or in future you can come and visit this kuliah. It's actually a very beautiful kuliah. We have building mesmerized building view, and we got funding from Colgate also to build up this kuliah 10 years ago. Okay, so for those who are in year 1 or year 2 KOD, it's actually quite nice for you to be knowing all this insight early, since it actually can motivate us to study better and also to cultivate our dream and passion better. Because dentistry isn't all about treating teeth. There are much more to that. It's a wider perspective about dentistry. But fret not, all of the things inside dentistry is actually interesting, and I shall share the experience that I have encountered so far. Okay, so can you please turn to the next slide? Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the content of my talk today. So I will be basically I will be introducing myself a little bit more before we talk about dentistry. What is actually dentistry comprised about, and all the career pathway in dentistry, experience, what to expect from dentistry, and how to be prepared. So how to be prepared to become a good dentist, and last but not least, please know your passion. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what is dentistry all about? Okay, sorry. Introduction about myself. So as been introduced by Sister Sayyida beforehand, I am alumni of 2021 and I have received valedictorian award during the 37th convocation ceremony last year. And I am also a JPA pinjaman boleh ubah. So it is a type of loan, but I can tell you how we can turn the loan into a type of scholarship so that we won't be paying for the amount later. And I also hold the post of Timbalan President, Vice President of I Masjid Society Club in Kuantan in 2020. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so what is dentistry all about? Many of us may have encountered this tagline. Dentist is an abbreviation of doctor plus engineer plus artist. So this job scope, these three job scopes make the term dentist. And tell you what, it's actually very true. It is actually 100% true. A dentist need to act as a doctor in certain manner, an engineer in certain manner, and also an artist in certain part. So dentistry isn't all about treating people's teeth. It's wider than that. We do not only deal with teeth with gigi, no, but we deal with people's mouths. We deal with all this facial bone, this our cheekbone, our chin over here. So we deal with all of them. We deal with the periodontium. Periodontium is the component which support our teeth, and we also deal with the facial area, and the most important one is we deal with the patient safety. So that's why in our first years we learn about how to become a good doctor. Periodontium so we learn about anatomy, we learn about pathology, biochemistry, microbes, and so on, because we do not only treat teeth, we treat patient. And about the engineer part, so as dentists, we will be constructing denture, gigi palsu. So we will be taking impression of the denture, and then this denture field is actually more technical thing that it can be considered as a part of this engineer job. And then lastly is artist. So to be a dentist, we need to become more creative. As we make filling, bila kita tampal gigi, so we will be carving the teeth. And this require arts skill also. Okay, so next slide please. Okay, thank you. It's okay. So these are the branches that we have in dentistry. So basically, our job is comprises of these 9 topics, and these are actually the topics that we learn all throughout 5 years of dental. Okay, thank you. Dental bachelor degree. So the first one is conservative dentistry. So in conservative dentistry, we do filling. Kita buat tampal gigi. So we do filling, and it's actually the main core of dentistry. People will come to our clinic and they request to do filling. Doktor, gigi saya berlubang, jadi saya nak tampal. So that is the gist of conservative dentistry. Next we have periodontics. Periodontics deal with the periodontium. So in this field of periodontics, we do scaling, we do root planning, kita buat cuci gigi. So that is in periodontics. And then in oral surgery include extraction of teeth. So when a patient has her teeth or his teeth broken, badly caries, and he or she wish to extract the teeth. So this is the field of oral surgery, and not limited to extraction. Oral surgery also includes oral surgery, the surgery, pembedahan, surgery of the facial bone. We also do reconstructive surgery, and also this field also deal with removing oral cancer and so on. And then we have prosthodontics, which is the field related to denture. Kita buat gigi palsu, denture making, and also it is involve the construction of bridge. So kita ada bridge or crown. So all these dental prosthesis it is related to prosthodontics field. Next, we have endodontics. So I think most of us have heard about root canal treatment, rawatan akar, root canal treatment. So this root canal treatment is under the field of endodontics. Next, we have oral medicine, oral pathology, where we have the study about various diseases of the oral cavity. We can have oral cancer, we can have ulcer, we can have granuloma, and so on. There are various knowledge in this field of oral medicine, oral pathology. Next, we have DPH, or our dental public health. Dental public health, like the name indicates, public health is about giving awareness to the society about dental, and also it also related to making strategies on how to build a society which has no caries, which has good oral health. Okay. And then we have pediatric dentistry. So as the name suggests, pediatric dentistry deals with pediatric patient. So kanak-kanak, as the term in Malaysia, it is for the children 16 years and below. So 16 tahun ke bawah lah. So it will be considered as pediatric patient. Okay, and then the last one is orthodontics. So orthodontics is the field which deal with braces. Kita buat braces to straighten up the teeth. So it's named as orthodontics. Okay, so can you move to the next slide? Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, so as I have been telling just now, our 5 years in dental bachelor comprises of learning about basic medical sciences. So we will be learning about basic medical sciences for 2 years, and then we also have our clinical years. Clinical years ni dia 3 tahun, 3 years of clinical years. During these 3 years of clinical years, we will be treating patient. So patient will come to our clinic and we will ask the patient, okay, what is his problem, how is the pain, and then we will construct the treatment plan for this patient, and we will do the treatment for this patient. It started since we are in 3rd year. So in 3rd year, we are able to do patient, but under supervision. So we will be supervised by our lecturer, and then we can do treatment to the patient. We can learn lah at that time to do treatment. Okay, next, we also have competency test and professional exam. So this is to make sure that we are competent enough to practice and as dentists. And professional exam will comprise of both theory and also clinical skills. So during this, and then we exams construct the treatment plan for this. It might be a little bit stressful, but fret not. It's actually a sweet memory when you reminisce it back. Okay, so next. Okay, thank you. All right, so moving on to the job opportunities. So after 5 years of dental bachelor degree, lepas 5 tahun kita belajar, and then Alhamdulillah we pass the exam. InsyaAllah for all the participants, InsyaAllah after you pass the exam, so we will be wondering, what is our next journey? Where will we be going? So this is actually the current system where after we graduate, we will be registered with Malaysian Dental Council, MDC. So you can Google up the Malaysian Dental Council is a government council which manage all the dentists registered in Malaysia. So after we get registered with Malaysian Dental Council, then we will be enrolling in khidmat wajib. Okay, so basically khidmat wajib is a compulsory service that we need to perform with the government. Okay, this compulsory service takes about 1 year. So we need to finish up this 1 year compulsory service in government sector. So in my years and also previously, this compulsory service need to be completed in government sector, which means that kita kena pergi kerja dekat klinik gigi kerajaan for 1 year at least untuk khidmat wajib. But starting from July this year, government are giving opportunities for dental officers. They are giving opportunity to the dentists to do this compulsory service in private clinic also. So which means that later on for your batches, you might have more choices. So you can choose whether you want to serve in government practice or in private practice. So you can choose where you want to complete this compulsory service of 1 year. Okay. So for my journey, I have completed this 1 year compulsory service in government. Okay, so after this 1 year, selepas khidmat wajib 1 tahun, we will be continuing our contract years in government. Okay, so basically nowadays, every new dental officer, every new dentist are contract based. So kita hanyalah officer contract, but after certain period, we will be evaluated whether we can become a permanent officer or we are not chosen to be permanent officer lah. Okay, so we will have 1 year of compulsory service in government. Okay, then actually the contract is for 3 years. Okay, so to make it simple, it's like this. So you graduated on 2000, let's say you graduated this year, 2023. So next year, 2024, you will be entering your compulsory service for 1 year. So after this 1 year, you can choose whether you want to quit government service or quit Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, quit KKM, or you want to stay in KKM. So let's say that you choose to stay in KKM, to stay in government service. So you need to wait for another 2 years before your evaluation, before we are being evaluated whether we can become a permanent officer or we are not chosen as permanent officer. Okay, so if you choose to stay in KKM, so wait for another 2 years for evaluation of permanent post, and this will be done after 3 years. Okay. Well, if you want to exit KKM, if you want to go to other places, there are actually various job opportunities out there. So you don't have to be afraid, but we have to think properly. We have to ponder about it thoroughly, which one is the better choice. So there are pros and cons of serving in government sectors, and there are also pros and cons of serving in private sector. But fret not, each of them have their own sweetness, I think. Okay, next. Sorry, can you move on to the next slide? Is it only me, but the slide are moving? Hello? Sorry, committee, can you please move on to the next slide? Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you. So at the end of our third year as contract officer, then there will be some sort of evaluation. And then for this evaluation, it changes every year, but the latest batch, they are doing interviews. So we will be having an interview for them to select who are among the dentists who will be given permanent posts and who do not get permanent posts. Later on, I will be explaining the criteria of how the evaluation take place. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, next, if you get permanent posts, if you are blessed with permanent posts, then we will be entering service as permanent officer, pegawai tetap, but to know where you are being posted, so we will be undergoing e-dentist application. It's like you are battling for the clinic lah. Let's say I am a Kelantanian. I live in Kota Baru. Then I will fight for the clinic that I'm going to through online e-dentist battle lah. So if you are lucky enough, if you are quick enough, so you might get posted to somewhere near to your house. But some of our seniors also being sent to Sabah and Sarawak. So it's all depend on rezeki and also on our preparation juga lah. But it's more on rezeki actually. So anything might happen, and then better lah without. So if you are lucky enough, somehow you are sent to Sabah and Sarawak. So it's depend on rezeki actually. But regardless, everywhere that you go, anywhere that you go, is actually something that we can learn there. Okay, so if we are not blessed with permanent post, if we are not granted to become a permanent officer, so we can actually extend as being contract officer and then wait for another opportunity for evaluation to become a permanent officer. But there is also an option to quit KKM, to quit government service and enter private field. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, so this is actually a picture and insight in our Klinik Pergigian bergerak. So in Lipis, we have a bus where inside of the bus there is a dental chair. So there is a dental chair inside the bus, and as you can see, it is actually well equipped lah. So the bus can go to rural area, and then we can carry out the treatment inside the bus. So this is among the facilities that we have in our government service. Okay, next slide please. I'm sorry, can you move on to the next slide? Okay, it's okay. Okay, so becoming a contract officer is actually a temporary service lah. So kita hanya ada contract for 3 years, and then we will be evaluated for permanent post. Okay, so let's say that you are not interested to become a government official. So you tak nak duduk dalam KKM, you tak nak berkhidmat dengan kerajaan. So there are actually various job opportunities out there in dental field. So you can be working elsewhere. There are actually many other options that we can explore together. Okay, so in dentistry there are actually various of jobs opportunities, but I categorize them into 6 category. Okay, so the first one is being a general practitioner. Okay, so general practitioner is basically a dentist. Jadi dentist biasa lah, doktor gigi biasa. So we can work in government sector, dekat klinik gigi kerajaan, ataupun dekat swasta, dekat private practice. Kat situ dah ada 2 option lah, sama ada jadi dentist dekat klinik gigi kerajaan ataupun dekat private. Okay, next, second option is becoming a GP at specialized department. Okay, what is mean by the specialized department? Okay, for example, dekat UIA kita ada hospital UIA, or we call it as SUSMED. Okay, SUSMED is in Kuantan. So in SUSMED, we have dental unit there. Kita ada unit pergigian dekat SUSMED. So dental unit in SUSMED is a tertiary hospital. So SUSMED is a tertiary hospital. Maksudnya dia perlukan referral. Patient perlukan surat rujukan to come to SUSMED. Okay. So for dekat SUSMED sendiri kita ada dental unit lah. So we have kerajaan, sama ada oral surgery unit ataupun pediatric. For example, dekat you can also become a dentist at those department. Okay, pertama oral surgery department, yang kedua pediatric dental department. Biasanya this one is at hospital lah. SUSMED ada, and then ada hospital lah. HTA also has their OS department, PITS department. Hoshas also has their PITS department, OS department. So mostly it's at hospital. So if you choose to become a number 2 option, so you will become a dentist at a hospital base. Okay, dan ada juga GP at specialized department, for example, periodontics department ataupun orthodontics department. Okay, let's say you are interested to become an orthodontist. Okay, awak nak jadi seorang orthodontics yang buat braces. Okay, so the first step you need to do is to become a dental officer dekat department orthodontics. So how is to apply? So you can apply to enter the department lah. Dan biasanya department ni is in government service. So we have orthodontics. Orthodontics we have the unit is in Jalan Gambut. Okay, so Jalan Gambut, Kuantan. So we have orthodontic department. We also have restorative department. So you can apply to become a permanent officer at that certain department that you want. Okay. Jadi contohnya ada our senior, dia bekerja sebagai dentist dekat dekat klinik kepakaran OS dekat hospital Lipis. Ada juga our senior. Kita panggil, kalau OS kita panggil Jabatan Bedah Mulut dan Maxillofacial, JBM. So that is the second option. Okay. So we have many places lah with specialized department. Usually in one country, one state, contoh Pahang, so there will be at least one specialized department. Okay. So ortodontik kita ada dekat Pekan, kita ada dekat Mentakap pun ada. And then restorative kita ada dekat Karak. So all of these are called specialized department under KKM, under Ministry of Health. Okay. Okay, so this is the second option. Okay, next is the third option is to become a specialist, to become pakar. Okay, pakar Pergigian, dental specialist. So actually dental specialist can be categorized as the specialist working with KKM, pakar ortodontik di KKM, ataupun spesialis yang berada di universiti. Contohnya pakar ortodontik di universiti. Let's say in UIA we have several of them. We have our respected lecturers. Kita ada Dr. Hajar, Dr. Chong, okay, Dr. Noraini. So they are clinical orthodontic specialist dekat dekat universiti lah. So they are clinical orthodontic specialist in universities. Jadi clinical specialist ni ada dua, sama ada dekat Ministry of Health, Dr. Hajar, Dr. Chong, ataupun dekat KPT, Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi, which is dekat university. Okay. Next we have BMS specialist. Okay, so BMS specialist, what is BMS specialist? Okay, BMS is Basic Medical Sciences. Basic Medical Sciences comprised of oral biology, biochemistry, oral pathology, oral microbiology, what else? Dental material. So this is Basic Medical Sciences. So as you can see in our kuliah, dekat kuliah of Dentistry, we have many BMS lecturers. Let's say for example, our Associate Professor Dr. Haidil. Okay, so Dr. Haidil is a dental material specialist. So it is considered as BMS specialist. So originally he is a dentist. Then he pursues his study. He further his study in dental material field, and then he become a BMS specialist in university. So usually BMS specialist is in dental universities only lah. Okay. Kalau clinical specialist tadi dia ada dua, either in KKM ataupun in university. But BMS specialist is more on universities lah. So it is a dentist that has specialized in let's say oral pathology. Okay, and then when he become a BMS specialist, he will become a lecturer. So they will teach student, but at the same time he is a dentist, so he can do dental treatment and so on. Okay, next we have dental companies. Okay, ada juga syarikat-syarikat which hire dental officer ataupun which hire dentist to become their spokesperson, untuk menjadi duta kepada dental companies tersebut. For example, we have 3M companies. It is a company which supply dental materials, dental equipment to clinic and also to MOH lah. Jadi banyak syarikat dentist ni, and some of them hire dentist untuk menjadi spokesperson for the company. Okay, and then the next option is becoming a dental army, dentist in the army. So as you can see on the right side picture, this is dental officer in the army, in the Ministry of Defence, dekat Ministry of Defence Army lah. Okay, jadi ada few of my seniors pun, few of our seniors, dia lepas grad, dia apply untuk masuk army, masuk tentera. So what is the benefit of becoming a dental army? So you are trained to become a soldier yourself. So macam jadi askar, you boleh pakai baju askar, boleh belajar, berkawal and so on, training tentang askar. So if you are adventurous and you like to become, and you like to involve in physical activities, you like challenges, you want to go into certain let's say challenging area lah. So you can also involve in dental army. Okay. Okay, next slide please. Okay, thank you. Alright, so there is basically the job opportunities in dental field. So it's actually a vast job opportunities out there. So inshallah there will be rezeki for us to get a job, to earn halal salary inshallah. Okay. Then going back to my experience, so I have been a contract officer for 1 year now. So being a contract officer actually means that you have to do certain things to enable yourself to get marks. So kita mengejar markah. Kenapa? These marks are important for evaluation to become permanent officer. Okay, so after 3 years becoming a contract officer, if you have done the criteria, if you have fulfilled the criteria, so inshallah you will become a permanent officer lah. But actually the evaluation is quite tricky because some of our seniors, they are actually very good seniors, they are very good dentists, but maybe bukan rezeki mereka untuk mendapat permanent. So it's actually depending on our rezeki also, and also on our minat. Some of them, they want to open up their own clinic. So they don't stay in the government. So after a 1 year contract, they quit the government service and then open up their own clinic. So that's also a good option. Nowadays, people are visiting private clinic because it offers affordable prices, and also it is much quicker than government clinic. Kalau klinik gigi kerajaan, patient kena tunggu lama lah sebab ramai, so patient kena tunggu lama. So private clinic is actually a good option, and sometimes private clinic offer more treatment than a government clinic could offer lah. For example, kalau dekat private, kita boleh buat bridge, crown and so on. Kalau dekat government, ada but quite limited lah. Quite limited because the materials are limited, and then there are so many patients that the time is quite limited lah. Okay, so as you can see on the pictures, these are the activities that had been done by myself and also my colleagues, my batch, in order to gain marks in our contract service. So basically, being a dentist does not only mean treating teeth, like I mentioned before, but we also need to indulge ourselves in promotional activities. Okay, activity promosi. So there are actually lots of promotional activities so that we can educate the crowd. We can educate our society on how to take care of oral health. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is actually the summary on what being a contract officer is about. So first, we have hospital attachment. So what is hospital attachment? Hospital attachment is you pergi attach dekat hospital, dekat Jabatan Bedah Mulut 1 month and also dekat Jabatan Pergigian Pediatrik 1 month. So total you need to attach for 2 months at hospital. Okay, so usually we will go to our nearest hospital lah. Kalau dekat Kuantan, dekat HTA. Kalau let's say you are dekat Maran, okay, so you will be going to Hoshas. So we will go to the nearest hospital that has Jabatan Bedah Mulut dan Jabatan Pergigian Pediatrik. So during this attachment, we have our own logbook. So kita ada logbook that we have to fulfill the requirements. So actually it is quite interesting. As you can see on the right side bottom picture, this is a case which I have encountered during my attachment days. So as you can see, the lip, the upper right side of the lip are quite swollen. So these are among mild case. This is actually a very mild case. For these cases, we might not even need to do anything. We can just conservatively monitor it. But actually it depends on case by case. But in this case, I think we just monitor it. So more serious cases would be a fracture, a maxillofacial fracture, cheekbone fracture, chin bone fracture, nose fracture, or you can say this frontal bone over here fracture. So these interesting cases you will be facing during hospital attachment. But beforehand we need to be prepared lah. So we need to read about oral trauma, facial trauma cases and so on. And here we will be supervised by a specialist, directly by specialist. Contohnya pakar OS, pakar oral surgery, and also pakar pergigian pediatrik. So it is quite interesting. But also it is quite challenging because we will be having on call. Kita kena on call. Okay, let's say kita dah kerja daripada pukul 8 pagi hingga 5 petang untuk hari tu. But then after the office hour, we will be having on call. So from 5 PM to the 8 AM on the next day, so we will be standby if there is any cases. So we need to go to hospital. For example, ada patient datang, ada laceration wound dekat chin, dekat sini luka. So we need to come and then clean it up and then suture it and so on. So this is interesting things about hospital attachment. Okay, next, we also need to go to school. So dekat sekolah, there is dental services that we conduct in school. So we will call budak-budak sekolah untuk datang and then we do all the treatment that the students need. And then we also need to indulge ourselves in promotional event. Banyaklah program-program promosi, and it requires us to have certain skills, such as the skill of making poster, of making video and so on. And we also have this inovasi atau quality assurance. So this is actually a project where we need to create something. We need to make an innovation project, inovasi, or a QA project so that we can gain marks for our evaluation later. And then penerbitan penerbitan. Okay, penerbitan is actually publication. Publication of our research and so on. So this penerbitan is also one criteria of evaluation. And lastly is penyelidikan. Penyelidikan is research. So we also need to do some research, publish our research so that we can get extra marks during our contract years. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so the right side upper picture is a picture of me and my friends. So at that time we are in a innovation program, in a innovation competition actually in Kuantan Pahang lah. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so what to expect actually? So when we work as a dentist, the most important thing is clinical skill. Kita akan buat patient setiap hari. Kita akan cabut gigi, tampal gigi, scaling, buat gigi palsu. And then apa-apa je masalah berkenaan dengan gigi, berkenaan dengan oral area, kita kena, last slide. Yang what to expect. Okay, so apa-apa sahaja yang berkenaan dengan the facial area, we need to, kita kena kuasai lah, we need to empower our skills lah. So can you turn back to the last slide? The fifth slide. Previous slide. Okay, so the main thing is clinical skills. And then the second thing is our requirement for evaluation. So this is as I mentioned before, we need to involve and participate in all these 4 criteria. We need to involve in promosi, we need to become a participant in inovasi, we need to do research, and also we need to involve in publication. So all these 4 criteria is required for evaluation to become a permanent officer. And then we also have tugas-tugas rasmi. Okay, tugas-tugas rasmi, official duties. So we have official duties to give ceramah pergigian to all our students, to all school students. So even though kita introvert, for example, I myself, I am an introverted person, so I am quite shy to speak in public. But when I enter the government service, I am obliged to talk to others. I am obliged to give sharing to others, to give sharing to my colleagues, to give sharing to the school students, to the public. So actually it can be developed. So these official duties actually teach us quite a lot of skills, new skills. As you can see, we also have extracurricular activity. We also involve in badminton tournament. We also have explorers and so on. So there are actually many activities in the clinics, in the government clinics, that we can participate. Okay, next slide please. Can you move on to the next slide, the 6th topic? Okay, thank you. So how to be prepared? The first one is strengthen your theory. So basically in dentistry, we learn sama macam medical. Like we learn on anatomy, microbes. So we need to be prepared by having a good theory knowledge. So kita kena empower our knowledge. And then second one is develop your clinical skills so that you can perform filling, extraction, scaling, dentures, RCT, root canal treatment properly lah. So actually all these things we can develop in time. So do not be afraid. It's still a long journey, and throughout the long journey we will be improvising ourselves. Don't worry. And then polish our other skills. So there are many other skills which are important in dentistry. So first is public speaking skills. So we need to be able to give ceramah to all the school students. Second, self-confidence. So we need to increase our self-confidence, and it's good to have other skills such as poster making, video making skills. So it will certainly help in our future evaluation to become permanent officer. Okay, next slide please. So this is a picture of myself giving lectures to school students. So there are around 200 of them, but I still need to brace up myself, and then I need to just talk in front of them. Okay, next slide please. Can you move on to the next slide? Okay, so for the last slide, it's about how to become prepared, which is know your patient. So you need to know, where does your interest lie? Does your interest is becoming a GP, a private GP that open up your own clinic? Okay, then go for it. So you need to know, where does your interest lie? So some people might be interested in clinical, so they don't want to do all this. They are not interested in promotion activity, in research, in publication. So they want to do clinical skills. So you can go for it. You can. There's nothing wrong in going to what you like. Okay. So if you like clinical, for example, some people they like to do aesthetic dentistry. So for the front teeth, they like to do filling for the front teeth. They like to build up the front teeth so that the front teeth will look nice and organized. So they can go for being a private GP, open up your own clinic, or you can also become a restorative specialist. But if your passion, if your interest lie in studying, you like to study, you like to do research, you like to do survey, so you can become an academician in university. You can become a specialist in university, or you can also become a specialist in KKM. But if you have a physical endurance and you like challenging activities, and then you can go on to become a dental officer in army. So there's actually a various job opportunities out there. So what determines is our passion, where we will go, where we want to go, and what we want to become in the future. Okay, so actually that's all about my sharing for today. It is quite a brief sharing, but I believe that there will be questions from the audience. So feel free to ask. You can ask in Malay if you want, and I'll try to answer my best. If you want me to repeat, it's okay. It is also okay. So is there any question from the audience?
All right. A big hand of applause for Sister Nordine. Thank you very much, Sister, for your meaningful and beneficial sharing based on your experience. All right, dear respective guests, brothers and sisters, we shall proceed to our next session. In this Q&A session, if you have any questions, you may type in the chat box or open your mic to ask your questions. Uh, but I think we already got some questions. Um, okay, I'm telling you the questions. The first question is, where is the hardest subject of Kulia of Dentistry?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so what is the hardest subject of dentistry? It depends. For me, the hardest subject would be prosthodontics in term of clinical. Okay, prosthodontic is where we make denture, gigi palsu. Kita buat gigi palsu, kita buat crown, kita buat bridge. So in term of clinical, for me that is the hardest subject. Up until now, when I'm going to give gigi palsu, when I'm going to give denture to my patient, I will perform solat hajat first. For me, is quite challenging because gigi palsu, denture, even if the teeth are moving 1 mm, it will give huge impact to the patient. Patient will feel uncomfortable. The denture might not be retentive, it might become loose. So for me, prosthodontic is quite tough in terms of skill. But in terms of theory, in terms of knowledge, oral surgery will be the hardest one. Oral surgery is quite vast. And it's quite, there are so many things to be studied in oral surgery. Okay, that's all.
All right. Thank you so much. And the next question is, why should we have dental X-ray taken?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat?
Yeah. Why should we have dental X-rays taken?
Dental X-rays taken.
Yeah.
Okay, so when should we have? When is it?
Why?
Why? Okay, why should we have dental X-rays taken? Okay, so why? Because we can't see the disease. Sorry. It actually depends. In certain cases, we can directly see the disease of our teeth. We can see that there are holes in our teeth, but some holes are not visible or some holes are not large enough for us to see it. So we need dental X-rays. Dental X-rays can show us the inside of our teeth and also the bone which hold the teeth. In some cases, the teeth itself are strong, but the bone that hold the teeth are not strong, are weak. So it made the teeth become loose, and then the teeth can be fallen out by themselves. So X-ray can provide us with this information. For example, in medical also, we take X-ray. So if you have leg fracture, let's say you have you fall from your motorcycle and then you have a leg fracture, so you can't see it by naked eye, so you need to take a radiograph or X-ray. So it's the same thing with dental X-ray. Okay, I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Okay, the next question is, what are your beliefs about the relationship between oral health and the total body health?
Okay, thank you. That's a very good and a very important question.
Yeah.
So teeth are one of the organ of our body. Okay, let's say if you have toothache, in certain situation, you might not even get a good sleep. We have many patients that come telling us he could not sleep for several days already because of the toothache. So toothache can bother someone from doing their activity from doing their daily activities. That is number one. Number two is that when our teeth are decayed or badly broken or caries, ada lubang, ada cavity, so this means that the bacteria in the teeth are growing exponentially. So dia sedang membiak dekat gigi kita. So this bacteria is very harmful to our other part of the body. So in certain cases, patients come to us with facial swelling. So this part of the face, the left side of the face is swelling already. So this swelling contain bacteria, and this bacteria can go to other parts of the body. It can go to the eye. It can go to the brain. We have a patient where his cheek are swollen because of dental problem, and then swelling developed both sides, and this caused him to become short of breath. So he cannot breathe properly. So from a small cause, we some may say it as a small cause, just teeth, but from the teeth it causes facial swelling, it causes shortness of breath, and if he is not treated, he can die from that problem. So actually, each and every organ of our body is important. Even let's say for our nail, even if we have, let's say kita ada like our nail tercabut sedikit, and then we will feel pain, and it will be not comfortable for us to carry out our daily activities. Okay, I hope that answered the question. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And the next question is, how would you handle a patient who is scared of dentist?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so actually we have a subject or a lecture, a whole lecture telling us on how to overcome dental anxiety, how to deal with patients who are scared of dentists. Okay, so this is actually why we do promotional activity. So our promotional activity is quite fun, quite interesting, because we want to educate the people that meeting a dentist is actually not a scary process. It becomes a scary process when you come with a pain. So our target is actually for people to come for regular dental checkup even before they are having pain, so that we can prevent the disease from going worsen, and then intolerable. That's why it's better to come early so that we can treat it earlier. So there is actually many ways on how to overcome the fear. We have also pharmacological ways. I mean, by giving sedation to the patient. So we can make the patient sedated and feel calm by giving drugs to them, by giving certain drugs or certain medication, certain medication to them, so they will feel calm, and then only then we do the dental treatment. But it actually depends on your level of scared, level of anxiety, and it depends on the availability of the medication. Sedation. It also depends on how your condition, so it is case by case. But to overcome the fear, please remember that the dentists are here to help you. We are here to help you, not to make you scared, not to make you feel pain. No, we are here to help you. Okay, that's all.
All right, thank you. The next question. This is a funny question, but of course, I believe this is very important question. That is, does whitening toothpaste actually work?
Sorry, what
Does
toothpaste?
whitening toothpaste
Whitening toothpaste. Okay,
actually
thank you for
work?
the question. Okay. Thank you for the question. Mm, Whitening toothpaste. Okay. Actually, it depends on the product itself juga. But what I can say is that um, it might work and it might not work. Okay. There are certain ingredients that can make our teeth whiter. Yes, but uh, but whiter teeth does not mean it is healthier. So our natural color of the teeth is actually yellow. It is not what is not totally white. It's actually slightly yellow. So it's normal to have a slightly yellow teeth. But of course, us as human, we want to look better and we want to look aesthetically more pleasing and we want to have whiter teeth. So, yes, you can try the whitening toothpaste provided that it is registered with KKM. It's registered with Ministry of Health. So there are many products out there, many products sold at Shopee, sold at Lazada, that isn't registered with the Ministry of Health. So it might create another problem in the future. So it's actually a risky thing to do if you want to try something which is not registered with the KKM. And then we also have whitening procedure in dental dental clinic. So certain dental clinic might offer whitening procedure. So that I can guarantee it is safe, but the dentist won't be treating you to the same whitening procedure for several times. No, we just do it once or twice, depending on the case lah. So the whitening procedure is safe, but there is also certain precaution that we will take lah during the procedure. But generally, I will advise all of us to avoid drinking um, drinks that can make your teeth stain. For example, frequent sipping of coffee, caffeinated drink, it can also make our teeth stain for quite a long period of time. And the second one is smoking. So smoking can make our teeth stained. So if a person come into the dental clinic and the dentist check his teeth, so we can tell he is a smoker or not. So we can tell, this one is a smoker, this one is not, only based on the stain inside the patient's mouth. So generally, if you want to take a certain product, make sure it is registered with KKM and take it moderately. Do not overuse, because anything which is overusage is not bad. I'm sorry, not good for health. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have some more questions, but before this, I would like to remind everyone, please don't forget to fill in the attendance and feedback form, even in the chat box. All right, I think we can give this to give the participants some times for filling up the attendance sheet. All right, let's move on the Q&A session. The other questions. Let's continue the questions.
sure.
All right. Okay, there is a questions. I think when a mother got pregnant, when a mother gets pregnant, if she eats something, does it affects her future baby's teeth?
Okay, thank you for the question. Mm, okay, actually, for pregnant mothers, yes, not yes to the question, but for pregnant mothers, us as dentists, we highly regard them as our target group, which means that we want every single pregnant mothers out there to have healthy teeth. So we will focus our treatment of them. So in MOH, Ministry of Health, we also have a KPI. KPI for the pregnant mothers to have a good teeth. So we will do all treatment for them. We will do filling, we will do scaling, we will do if there is a broken teeth, we will do extraction and so on. So we want the pregnant mothers to have good teeth. The mothers themselves. Why? Because as I mentioned before, the teeth, when it has cavity, there will be bacteria in them. So when there is bacteria overgrowing at that site, it can spread. It can spread to other places. And for a pregnant mother, this bacteria can go to the fetus also, can go to the baby. So a pregnant mother with many broken teeth, many cavitated teeth, many cavities inside their mouth. So it's possible for them to have some complication. For example, preterm labor. Preterm labor ataupun kita panggil apa ni? I think we call it as bersalin awal lah, premature baby. So it's a possibility for them to have premature baby because the bacteria from the teeth can go to the fetus. So that's for the pregnant mothers themselves lah. So about what the pregnant mothers eat and how the food impact the teeth baby, I haven't heard of it. So I'm not really sure about that. But what I can say is that what the pregnant mother eat will affect her teeth, will affect her oral condition, will affect the teeth inside her mouth. So that's why he need to take proper food. He need to take more mineral water. I mean more air kosong lah, more water instead of sweet drink. Because her oral condition is important for her safety and also her baby safety. So that's all for the question. Thank you.
All right. I think if anyone has any questions, you may ask.
Yeah, I want to ask, what do you think about brace strength?
Brace strength?
Brace strength.
Brace strength. Okay. So by that question, does it mean the brace strength where many people nowadays they like to wear braces? They think it is more beautiful for them to wear braces. Is it, Sister Amira? I think so. Macam tu kot Okay, so about the braces trend. Okay, so we need to remember every treatment has their own good side and bad side. Okay, so for braces treatment. It is a dental treatment, braces ni. So the good side is that we can align the teeth properly, but it also can cause our teeth our teeth they have root, ada akar gigi. So this akar gigi can be resolved with braces treatment. So it is not good for a patient who have nice teeth. The teeth is actually quite well aligned, but she just want to wear braces just for the sake of image, just for the sake of trend. So actually the braces can cause harm instead to the patient, because because the root resorption the root resorption can occur lah for the patient. So get braces only when you are indicated for it, only when you need it, and make sure the braces treatment that you get is is provided by a real dentist, not by a fake dentist. So real dentist dekat klinik gigi kerajaan ataupun klinik gigi swasta, so it's okay. But do not get your braces from Shopee, from Lazada, from Amazon, anything about that. So it's not provided by certified dentists. And also do not get your braces or dental treatment from providers at the hotel, at the motel, from the fake dentist. Do not get your treatment from there. It is not hygienic, and most importantly, it's not done as it should be done. Okay, I hope that answered the question.
Thank you, sis.
Okay, all right, everyone. We are now at the end of our session. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to apologize for any shortcomings. Before we end, I would like to remind you to stay in the meeting for a while for the photography session. And once again, don't forget to fill in the attendance and feedback form given in the chat box. All right. So we are now at the end of the event. I would like to thank everyone again for coming and making this program successful. All right, we can take the picture. Everyone, please turn on the camera. Everyone, please switch on your camera. We want to see your beautiful faces, please. Please let me know if any of you already took the picture. All right, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. Again, 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, and 3. All right, I think done.
Thank you, committees.
All right.
Thank you, sis.
So we are now at the end, and again, I would like to thank to our special and to our most wonderful speaker. Thank you very much for your precious time and for your experience to sharing with us. And thank you to everyone for joining us and make this program successful. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.